welcome to Friday night's episode of the Blitz Pickup. You know who I am. Your girl's back tonight. Tonight, hot topics. Miami versus this Monday night game or against the Jets for Monday night. 2-0-3 teams, absolute trash, but we're going to see how this goes. If we can, I guess, pull out a win. We're going to be live streaming that game, so hopefully all of you will be in attendance with us. And we're going to talk about this Tua versus Cam Newton back and forth nonsense and everything that it has reached in the past day or so. Without anything else from me, Tony, Lou, come on up.
Yo. First thing first, the first thing I see in the chat is, I know this not true. 14-0 for the state. Come on, y'all. All right, man. Lou, what's good, Jess? What's happening, man?
What's happening?
Jess, Tone, what's good? I'm just here to say Florida State's losing tonight because the revenge tour starts 2 weeks from now.
Oh, here we go. All right, cool, man. Yo, I need them to win, bro. For real. So that game could be lit next Saturday. But hey Lou, you want to talk about? You know what? Never mind. We'll do this after. I don't want to make this into the college football show already. But boy, them boys down 14-0. I'll tell y'all what. If y'all want y'all team to win, just have Lou root against them. Because every time he wants somebody to beat the U, they don't look too good. So shout out to my dog Lou for always keeping us in his prayers.
Yeah, hey man, I'm a people person, man. I'm here for everybody, man.
Hey, but what's happening, man? Listen, man. Are we excited? You know what? Go ahead. You know what, Jess? Before I said that, I want you to go ahead and get into. You gonna get into the chat. You know, I usually take over, but you said my chat earlier. You don't be introducing the people. You don't put up the stuff. I'm not gonna keep on doing that, and then you gonna keep calling your chat. I ain't gonna do your job for you.
You can call out people and say hello, but I'm just saying, I already said my hello in the chat.
I feel unappreciated. I did feel, I you know, don't call me bestie. You feel me?
I got a bestie in the chat. I see everybody running the chat up. My name is up there a couple times. See how, we only 3 minutes in and there's 16 people here. Yeah, they here for me, big dog.
Oh, big dog. Wow. I ain't gonna tell you how many started off last when you weren't here, just so you can have that. I'm gonna let you have that. Vamos Gatos. What's good with you, Vamos, in the building? Like always, Tony, Lewis, Jess, everyone. He's like, I guess he's saluting people. Mr. Park in the building. Good evening, Tony H, Jess, and Lewis, aka the Blitz Pickup. Everyone coming in, hit the like button, subscribe, and support my brothers and sister, the Blitz Pickup. Let's go. Shout out to Mr. Park. He always showing love, man. Rashad in here. Rashad been here early lately, so we're gonna give.
Look at Rashad. He must.
Who? Michael K. I didn't want to pick up the other one because you said Finn. You know what part that. I'm gonna let you have that. Shout out to Michael K. Always in the building. Yo, Psycho Dolphin. We don't know who this is. Jess, do you know? I mean, Lou, you know who that person is right there? Claiming it's their chat. I have no idea who that is. Scott Jackson, Michael K is always welcome and appreciated. Shout out to y'all, man, in the building. Oh yeah, Michael K. He's a Buffalo fan, right? Lou.
Yeah, shout out to Michael K, man. Bills fan, but always comes in here. I know. Knowing him the way I know him, always hitting the like button, man. So salute to Michael K.
And shout out to y'all. Y'all got us over the 660 mark. We had 662. So y'all keep on liking, subscribing, and sharing our content. Von Joe in the building, yo. There you go. See, here we go. I'm late, which means I'm right on time. Unlike, hey, Alex made an appearance in the spaces today, though. You feel me? Albeit was very brief. He came up there just to say he ain't got no service. But it's all good.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap. No bullshit.
You say he capping about his service?
I don't know, man. I think that was an imposter coming in as I don't think that was Alex, man.
Hey, listen, man. Let my dog. All right, man. Who was in the building? I see. Oh, Shake Money in the building. What's good, everyone? Fins up. Sean in here. Hope we don't lose those very nice new uniforms. lose in those very nice New York. Don't nobody care if we lose in those. You know
I just want to. Can I comment on this real quick? So we're gonna be live for the game,
and
right?
because you supposed to be. Go ahead.
See, we're gonna be live for Monday night's game, and you know what? I got an email, Lou. I got an email.
Not.
And my email said that my rivalry jersey is arriving on Monday, so maybe I should wear it. Maybe it should be.
I promise you won't be on the stage.
I promise you it will. Well, Tone, you said she won't be on the stage. I know if she is wearing it, I won't be up here. I know that.
We boycotting. You gonna be over here with the chat by yourself for real? You ain't wearing no rivalry. What? Nah. Pablo Diaz, what's good? A people person, not OG. One of your nicknames is Hands and Feet, which means hands are rated E for everyone. Yeah, that's a fact, Pablo.
That is a fact.
Mystic in the building. Shout out to the #1 space hoster on X. Period. I don't care what.
Fast forward and highlight that next comment by Mystic.
Yeah. What's good, everyone? The bully is here. Shout out to the bully in the building. Adam, fins up. Is your name Sadowski? I don't know how you say it. I wonder if it's Sadowski. Sean in the building. Who had my guy Lou in Twitter jail? Oh, you Lou, you can elaborate on that?
Nah, next question. Both teams play hard.
Mystic, I can't believe you, man.
That's the comment I was looking for.
Well, you said it's next chat. This was his next chat. I knew the one you were looking for.
Yeah.
I know. Mystic, should I tell you?
Get that jersey on. I'm wearing it Monday night. I'm just letting you know. Chat.
Mystic, should I tell you people
what you the rivalry jersey on Monday night?
Mystic? I'm trying to figure out since we want to talk. I usually don't put personal text messages, but I don't know, Mystic. You all right now, Mystic? Keep it up now. Niner 87, resident Niner fan here. Hope everyone is doing well. That's a fact. Welcome, everybody.
First of all, get it right. That's Mystic's brother.
Oh, here we go. He said,
get his name right. That's Mystic's brother, Tom.
Hey, look at Game Boy 3-5. He can't help it. Speaking of feet, Joe Burrow's feet are slowly getting better, but he'll still be out for the season. Injured more than Oos. Boy, y'all got to pray on people's downfall to pump up Oos. That's crazy. You see, we don't have to do that for the real ballers, but I'm going to let you have that. You say, just is it the 4th-time orange jersey recipient Liam Eichenberg? Oh, wow.
Nope. I guess it'll be a surprise for Monday.
JD the Great one. No, Monday is not going. All right, we're gonna take away her access to the backstage. You're gonna have to ask permission to get on this stage. You tripping? Good evening, everyone from JD the Great one. Yeah, man. Listen, man.
Hey, Tone. She bragging right now. Jess is bragging that her jersey might show up right on Monday. It has a chance. It almost might arrive in time for the game. Again, I'm just trying to give context clues out here, Jess. You know what I'm saying to the fans.
Yeah, Mr. says the top jersey. She already told y'all. Yeah, Mr. Polk, I saw you put that Tony H09 free agent Telford, Kadeem Telford that we picked up. Went to Booker T. Washington here in Miami. So he got to be a baller. He went to the best school in Miami, best high school in Miami. Period, hands down. The Tornadoes. Let's go. Just what you got for us, man.
So I guess you want to do this game preview first, right?
Me? No, I don't want to do nothing.
Well, we're gonna do it first. That's the first thing on my agenda. So, what's better, winning on Monday night or losing on better? Because both teams are 0-3, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, would you rather we win or would you rather we lose?
Me or Lewis?
You can go first. Apparently, you were answering me, so go ahead.
Game Boy 305 said winning, so I guess he's answering for us. But listen, for me personally, losing. We already 0-3. I'm hoping we win this game because I just can't stand the sight of New York Jets. Period. Nothing about them. But what would be best for us as a franchise is losing, so we could try to lock in that number 1 overall seed. That number 1 overall draft pick. Get out ahead of that. We don't never get out ahead of nothing. We always being reactive and not proactive. Proactive when it comes to that. What happened? Hold on, what am I missing? Pablo Diaz. Just as just so she won't get fined, but it's too late. You already. Oh no, yo, what's it? Yo, can you get?
That's good. That was a good one.
He said, "Salute, Tone." You. All right. Listen. So we get out. Hey, Rashad say, welcome to. Oh, he say, yo, I see too many people saying we need to draft O-lineman in the top. Hey, Sean, don't listen to them people. Don't listen to them. And Sean say, welcome to the dark side, Tone. Hey, man, listen. It is what it is, Rashad, man. I gotta look forward. You know, I'm looking forward toward the future and not in the present. But in all reality, bro, I hope we win. I can't stand the Jets. I did say if we get 2 wins, like if we have a terrible season and we lock in that number 1 seed, I hope we get 2 wins and both of them against the Jets. So we sweep the Jets. I'm fine with that. I'm not looking forward to these doggone. I think they're gonna probably, they probably gonna waste these jerseys. To me, I know Lewis don't care about it, but them jerseys are fire. I'm so glad they didn't go with that color rush, that Miami Vice thing that everyone tend to the Inter Miami did it, Miami Heat did it. Like, no, I'm so tired of that color theme. I like the way they went dark blue with it's close to navy. So I think they're gonna waste it on Monday night. Mystic, I see you optimistic. You think we're gonna win the next 4? You're gonna be going 4, going in that Baltimore game 4-4 and then get demolished. That might be to the worst thing. I ain't gonna say the worst thing, but what the biggest Miami thing to do is for them to be like what Mystic said at 4-4, have everyone optimistic. It's out for us over here. Well, I ain't gonna lie. You know, when we watching the game live, the fandom comes out all the time, so I can't hide it. But most people are going to be optimistic and think that because we 4-4, we have opportunity. And then Baltimore have been struggling. So at best, right, what they could go in they're 1-3 right now, right? Ooh. So they could, at best, they could go in that game at 5-3, right? So it could look like we're close to them, and then they beat the shoes off us and blow us out the water at home. So I don't know, but when it comes back to this game, I think if you're tired of being in this purgatory when it comes down to always being middle of the pack, just making the playoffs, barely missing the playoffs, picking 13, picking 21, always between that 13 to 21 area, I believe like we should be tired of this. We have to go one way or the other. Go back, start over. We were doing so well, right? And I'm not one of the ones that complain about them trying to, once they got the draft picks in, once they got the team to where we was able to compete, that they started giving up the draft picks to go bring in a Bradley Chubb, to bring in a Tyreek Hill, to bring in who else did we bring in to help us out?
Bradley Chubb.
No, I said Bradley Chubb and Tyreek Hill to fast track it to we was in the Super Bowl window. At least we assumed that we was in our Super Bowl window. So you take advantage of that. Hey man, teams have done that plenty of times. They felt like they was in the Super Bowl window. They went all out. It failed. So cool. I understand that what happened, but now move forward. Let's go. Use this season. Man, listen. I know no one like to hear the word tank, but bro, if we leave Monday night, we should be in full tank mode. I'm sorry. I know the people that are Tua near that love Tua, they want Tua to prove us wrong so bad. But if we got to start seeing it for what it is, and we gotta have to stop being blind fans. If we lose on Monday night, because I have heard a couple, and I jumped in a couple of New York Jets spaces. And they're under the impression that they want to tank. But Aaron Glenn don't. He's a first-year head coach. He's going all out. He have to prove that he's a formidable coach and he could compete with the upper echelon coaches in his league. So you're not in that position to where you could be like how we are and say, man, let's go ahead and tank and start this thing over. We see Tua ain't the guy. At the same time, I don't think for Mike McDaniel. I don't think losing bad to the Jets is a good outlook for him. So I'm quite sure they're gonna go out and play hard, and they look like they play hard in Buffalo. But if Tua keep on folding like this, trust me, he's gonna lose this team. He is. So excuse me. Hopefully, for my selfish reasons, we beat the Jets and then lose the other ones and beat the Jets again. But I think I think what's best for us it will be to lose and go ahead and get in that tank mode. Pete Paul, I see you said tank is for lose. Tank is lose to talk. Sometimes you gotta lose to win. The more you lose, the higher your draft pick to get a winner. I'm sorry. Yes. I'm gonna take a page out of my dog Lou book and say every win from here on out is a loss.
Yeah, listen, I agree. What we all should want is a Dolphin loss. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to be the case. I think the Dolphins do win this game Monday night against the Jets. I think, and we haven't seen it, so I don't have no evidence of this. But like I always say, I tell everybody all the time, I try to put myself in situations. And I know just from my perspective, it feels like their backs are against the wall. Mike McDaniel, Chris Greer, Tua, a lot of people are again backs against the wall. I just know the kind of person I am. I would fight out of that situation. I'm trying my best to fight out of that, and I just think the Dolphins realistically are or should. I should say better word should. I believe they're just a better team than the Jets. So do I want us to win? Absolutely, because a fan of me, I always want the Dolphins to win. Should we want to win? No, we shouldn't. But I just think, I don't know, bro. I don't think we lose Monday night to the Jets. I think again, to Tony's point, I think those guys come out, they try to fight hard, and ultimately they win a, let's call it an ugly game or whatever. But I do think the Dolphins get a win on Monday night.
You must make you speaking from your heart, or are you speaking like realistic, like just analytics?
I'm speaking probably both. I'm probably out of my heart and stylistically, though. I think the Dolphins are better than the Jets. Tone. I don't know if anybody else seen the report, but Mike Florio, I believe he was on, I want to say Joe Rose's show today in Miami. And he broke some news today. He said he's been hearing that, again, Monday night Dolphins lose. Chris Greer and Mike McDaniel possibly are on their way out on Tuesday. Again, that's Mike Florio's words. That's what he said. Again, bro, you put a animal and you kind of box them in. All they know how to do is try to get out of that area. And I think people are fighting for their jobs across the board, right? There's players that are fighting for their job at this point. There's coaches that are fighting for there's people in the front office fighting for their job. It's across the board on all three levels. I just think you put up, you put someone against the wall usually, right, Tone Jess, usually people try to fight out of that situation. And again, I think the Dolphins will do a lot more losing this season. For me, I don't see that continuing on Monday night. I think they win on Monday.
So that was my next point.
Go ahead. Crypto said we fallen victim again. We're letting a closed Bills loss give us, I guess, a false sense of security. We barely beat the Jets in overtime last year with Tua, and they have Aaron Rodgers.
And again, but you see, that's fine. Nothing last year holds nothing this year. It doesn't. And the fact of the matter is, bro, if let's say the Dolphins don't play a close game against Buffalo, because this is Crypto's point, we're falling for it again. They could have lost 44-3 to Buffalo last week. I'm coming out here today and saying I think the Dolphins beat the Jets. It has nothing about being a close game. So no, I'm not falling for the banana in the tailpipe or falling for Crypto. Well, we didn't beat them last year. Okay, cool. What does that matter? What does that matter? What does the game against the Jets last year matter this year? Not a damn thing. So nah, bro. Again, I could be wrong. They could come out Monday night and fall flat on their face. I don't believe that to be the case.
Why do so many people in this fan base say just spread this narrative that we're badly coached? What I wonder where people get this from. We're badly coached. I just think people are moving off their emotions and Shake Money said, "I believe the children are our future." Okay, I don't think we're badly coached. I just think people move with by their emotions and yeah. No, if you sit here and you actually watch the game, go watch it multiple times, you'll see that, bro. A lot of the times, it's the players are not executing the correct way. We just put up 30 over what with like 31 plays or something like that of the defense and how it looked terrible. It looked terrible. It was horrible. But you know what? Well, me and Lewis was having a huge debate about Jordan Brooks or whether we felt like he should have been left or right. But one thing was consistent that he made the wrong step both times, right? And Jason Marshall just looked completely lost last game, completely lost. After that, Lou, what you just based on it, what this look like? This is like cover three. When cover three, you know you give up the flats. You know that. You're trying to get depth. You're trying to take away the middle, and the intermediate out from the outside. You taking away the boundaries on cover three. We understand that. That's why you have deep thirds, and not deep halves. So I don't understand. Tony, Lou, and Jess, what was y'all take on Weaver's pressure today? I didn't see it.
I haven't seen it either.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
I watched a little bit of it. Again, man, it's so hard. See, this is the problem. I think, and Sean, I'll answer the question because Jess and Tone said they didn't see it. The facts are, when you listen to Mike McDaniel, everybody knows it's hard to listen to. Mm-hmm. I'll just tell you, Jess, Tone, Sean, everybody else in the chat, you listen to Anthony Weaver, and again, he's been terrible this season. It's been terrible. His unit has been terrible. He sounds, though, like what a head coach, in my opinion, should sound like, though. You see what I'm saying? Like the way
he sounded like he was almost in tears.
Well, I wouldn't say he sounded like he was almost in tears, but the sense I got, Tone, was a sense of desperation, right? I think, again, what did I say earlier? When you put someone's back against the wall, they usually fight out of it. I think Anthony Weaver, bro, and again, no excuses for him 3 games in. He's been terrible, right? His unit has been terrible. But, Tone, we called the game against Buffalo Thursday night, and I pointed out, whoever he's talking to on that microphone, they listening to what he's saying because he's screaming at whoever he was talking to, right? He kind of illustrated, and he even made a comment. He said, I think this defense is going to turn the corner to where they're going to start playing more physical, I think Anthony Weaver this week specifically has lit into them, right? Again, I'm just saying from the standpoint when I listened to him, it sounded like a guy that knows his back is against the wall, maybe knows that people are starting to look at him sideways, and he's not standing for it. And again, Tone, Jess, we know how difficult it is listening to Mike McDaniel. Go back and listen to Anthony Weaver, whether you agree with the message or not, or you believe him or not. He sounds, it sounds more convincing hearing it from Anthony Weaver than it does Mike McDaniel. You see what I'm saying? It comes off the aura, right? Tone, perfect word. I'll end it with this, and then you can take off if you want. From a leadership standpoint, what is our biggest thing about Mike McDaniel? Not a leader of men. Yeah. People tune him out. They don't listen to him. You listen to Anthony Weaver, and I seriously doubt that's the case in that locker room. I think those guys do listen to Anthony Weaver.
Well, I'll say this. Whether they listen to him or it sound like they listen to him or not, he has to do better on his side. Like I'm gonna criticize Mike McDaniel. We go criticize Tua. And like I said, I'm one to say Anthony Weaver, bro. I can't give you a pass because that front seven is the worst unit on this team. I think they play worse than Tua, and Tua had all them turnovers. That's the worst unit on this team. And listen, you can sound good and all. Listen, you have to have both. Remember, I said this when he first got here. It's cool to say the right things. It's cool to know how to reach players. But do you know how to dial up them plays when we need you on the field? Do you know how to get the feel for the game, right? Because you can have a great scheme, but you got to know when to call them. You got to know when to call that right play. You got to know when to dial up that blitz. When not to, you remember we saw them in the red zone, 5 to 7 yards off there, first down in the red zone, easy. I don't like that.
Pitch and catch.
Very next play,
yeah. No, I was saying, to your point, Tom, pitch and catch. When they're playing 5-7 yards, it's pitch and catch.
Yes, and then the very next play, what you got? They press coverage, right? I said this last time. I said, bro, one thing that I noticed was in training camp, when they were going one-on-one, getting physical, that's when we seen our cornerback making plays. And we see it on film. In zone, they look completely lost. Completely lost. I was like,
Tone, let me ask you a question, Tone. Watching the game like we did on Thursday night, right? And especially in the second half, you've seen them playing a little bit more press, man-to-man coverage, right? And the defense, again, getting some key stops when we needed them to. Do you think, and again, I'm just asking, do you think Anthony Weaver has kind of found something? Do you think?
I hope so, because I saw it in training camp, and I'm like, why you don't do it more often? Now, I want to say this now, and this was more impressed. See, we poked down a defense. Now, if y'all was paying attention, y'all could Josh Allen missed some throws too. It could have been, he missed some throws. I'm like, oh my God. He had Dalton Kincaid straight up the middle. He missed them. Right? But I think one thing I would say about Anthony, because the turnover in the secondary is just, bro, it's getting to a point where it's like it's ridiculous. It's kind of like how we were having that turnover on our D-line in 2023. Bro, you can't keep on having these DBs go down. Right? But I always say this, when in doubt, simplify the game. If you're going to lose, don't lose having your play, because you could lose. They could completely lose confidence. When you're thinking too much, Lou, you're not reacting fast enough. We know defense is reaction. That's why we want you attacking. Line them up, say, pick a man, stick with him. That's simplifying it. You understand that. Now you can blitz a little bit more. You can, you know what I'm saying? Because now you just got to trust them. You got to trust them. That soft zone is crazy. Even if you do run the zone, let them press because let them get more in acting and reacting than thinking, oh, man, do I got to get 5 yards here? Should I be 7 yard depth? And then now you got to, like I'm telling you, Lou, I'll be trying to explain to people when these new defenses and the way that it's you have to run them, it's just not cover 2 no more. It's just not cover 3, cover 4. It's just not quads and it's just not, palms. It's not that anymore. It's matchup zones. It's, okay, if this player motion and now you have 2 receivers over here and 3 receivers on this set, it changed from over here to over here. We might have been trying to think about running a man, but now it's 3 people over there. Now we're going to make it like a half, it's like a triangle matchup zone. It could be cover 2 depending on how it is. The middle guy, safety, you focus on the middle guy. Cornerback, you got everyone that come outside in the flats and in intermediate to deep. Right? And then the linebacker or the secondary, bro, you got anything coming that goes in past the hash marks, right? And intermediate to short. You have to know that. Or we're going to run more of a cover 2 look on this side, but it's still with the triangle, right? Safety, you got everyone deep. Cornerback, you take everybody on this side. Linebacker, you everything middle field. It's like, it's not just regular coverages anymore. You know what I'm saying? You man to man. You got him man to man. If he's on the outside, you have him man to man unless he go inside. If he go inside, that's no longer your man. You got the first man deep coming out. See, these are the type of things that you have to know. And if you don't know this, the communication can be off. That's why you remember what's the first place I said? Lou, I just played this right here to say, what coverage are they in? And what coverage do you have one safety here and one safety right there? 2 to 3 yards away from each other. Please explain to me what coverage is that. That seems like people that don't understand, that's lost, that's thinking too much. So I think as a coach, and like you said, Lou, which I hope he has figured something out, understand, okay, they're better. I know I want to run this scheme because I want to try to protect them for themselves, but they look more comfortable in man-to-man. Let me run that a little bit more.
Absolutely.
Let me simplify the game for them so they could just focus on this right here and not focus on, okay, man, is it double? oh man, they trips on this side. Okay, if he motion, you remember that play? What I said when they motioned, it looked like they was man to man, and Jason Marshall Jr. Was following what's his name, Khalil Shakir, but they snapped the ball right before he got lined up. So the defenders didn't have time to communicate who's taking him, and then you see Jason Marshall and Jack Jones go for the same guy, and boom, Khalil Shakir right in the middle because miscommunication. Thinking, what is it? Who is my guy? You get what I'm saying? That is what I'm trying to say. Simplified. You stick him. Don't worry about this. You know what I'm saying? Okay, you got the first man out. You got the first man in, and you got anyone that runs deep. You see what I'm saying, Lou? Simplify it. And I hope he understands that. Sorry if I was just trying to break down a couple of coverages so y'all can understand, because I know people say, oh, they can just run a cover too. You know, it's not that simple anymore. Because coverage changes based on, and it could be one coverage on the right side and another coverage on the other side. But you have to understand that based on the offensive lineup. You know, so yeah, Lou, that's what I hope he did find something with seeing that they play better in man coverage.
Yeah, listen. I think so at this point. Again, that's what I'm hoping for.
The girl went in with he said they wrote out.
Yeah, I'm hot right now. Sorry.
Hey, Lou, she was getting all these compliments in the chat. She went and took the shoe off.
I was trying to think on my subject before, but then they were
talking. One more boy yet. Oh no. Oh, this somebody else. Oh, look at Super Captain Federalist SB out of Docious. He said all y'all Sims drove off.
He must have seen some of them DM people in there.
Oh, that's what it is. Yo,
he took that off real quick.
Balake, what it do? What's up, everybody?
Y'all went off on a whole tangent. Like I had like a whole thing I wanted to insert, and now y'all talking about something completely different.
Oh no! Well, Lou asked me about the defense. I think what you said. He said something about you like. I was speaking of that. Something about them losing or something, and they fighting. What you said, Lou? Fighting for their job or something.
Hey, y'all know who that is?
I can't see. Hold on. Let me for screen it real quick so I can see. Who?
Hey, I don't know who that is.
I never heard of him. Nice to meet you, Mr. M. Yeah, nice to meet you. Appreciate you. Hey, man, make sure you subscribe, like, support the channel. Appreciate you for being over here.
I don't know who that is. Hey, we growing out here, and we growing.
Only 23 likes is crazy. That's a fact, Sean. Can we get a? Do you know who this is? I don't know. No.
I know who that is.
Unless I get a plate, but I don't know who this is.
Actually, I think I told her that you weren't hungry and that I was going to take your plate for you. So.
Oh, but so you can take my plate because apparently I'm not getting a plate, so you can have the empty plate. So you can have that. You feel me? Go ahead and take that empty plate. Game Boy 305 say that's the great one and only EM. Then that guy must be a Tua near, because we know Game Boy 305 only like Tua near. Who? Fact. Oh man.
So can I go back to a point that I had?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry, Nene. We don't give names to strangers.
Before y'all went off, I was gonna say Ross had said he was gonna be patient with McDaniel and Greer, blah 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 blah. If we lose badly on Monday, even if we don't lose badly on Monday, do you think Ross will still stay patient with both of them or either one of them? Or because I know Lou had mentioned that he had heard if we lose on Monday, Greer and McDaniel are probably going to be in the hot seat.
Well, again, that's what Mike Florio said, right? Mike Florio came out and said,
"Oh, now it ain't your take. It's Mike Florio." You see how we put that pressure?
Well, I told y'all from the jump it was Mike Florio. I said that. And listen, know me. I only come out here and tell you things that I know for sure. What I'm saying is Mike Florio was out there today. I believe it was on the Joe Rose show, And he said, and I quote, he was hearing a Dolphin loss on Monday night is, again, spells doomsday for Chris Greer and Mike McDaniel. I don't know if it's true or not. I'm not going to say the man is wrong. That maybe that's what he's hearing. I'll be honest though, Jess. If the Dolphins did lose on Monday night, I don't know what firing Chris Greer does, at least for this season, right? Unless you just, you know, because at that point you're gonna have an interim GM at that point. Like I think from the football side of it, at least this season, I don't know what firing Chris Greer does. But in the same breath, yeah, I think, is it possible that, again, the Dolphins lose on Monday night? Yeah, Mike McDaniel should lose his job.
God, dog.
Bro, at this point, what are we doing? You're 0-4. And let's be honest, in the lighter part of your schedule, if you looked at it coming into the season now, looking in hindsight, maybe Indianapolis is a little bit better than we thought. But coming into the season, I don't think anybody had us losing to Indianapolis, had us losing to New England. Again, Buffalo was the toss-up, and I don't think anyone had us losing to the Jets realistically. Right? So to go from start before the season, realistic, the Dolphins should be 3-1 to 0-4. Right? Nah, bro. I think drastic change should come. And again, bro, Mike McDaniel, as much as I, try to defend him from a coaching aspect and just play calling, nah, bro. I'm sorry. You go 0-4. It's time to go, bro. So it just is what it is.
But so you don't believe Steve Ross would be under a little bit more pressure? I ain't gonna say a little bit. Maybe he get a little bit more impatient and be like, man, all right now. So to me, let me ask you a question first, Jess.
That's what I'm saying, Tone. Like if they lose 0-4, how much we got the report?
Should lose the job, but we want to know: do you think Ross is going to? You said should.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think we heard patient. Oh, he's gonna have patience, this, that, and the third, and that's fine. I don't know how much patience you have. Primetime game. This is 2 primetime games in your first 4 weeks. You already lost one. You're at home for the second one. It's Monday Night Football. You're the only game on. You're debuting the rivalry jerseys. The end zone's probably going to be painted some fancy type thing. And you come out here and you lose in that atmosphere?
Should have just said that.
I don't know how much more patient you want Stephen Ross to be at some point. And again, I said it earlier, Tone. He has a lot to do with what's going on in Miami, right? I think Stephen Ross does. The simple fact is, though, he's paying a lot of money for this football team. And again, the coaching hasn't been good. The players haven't been good. The front office hasn't been good. And again, it's his fault, right? But he's still the owner, and we can't fire him. But as the owner, he can fire other people. And I'm sorry, if I'm looking and I'm shelling out all this money, and I'm looking at 0-4, and Tone, this is the kicker. 3 out of your 4 losses are in the division.
Yep.
You lost to everybody in your division? Nah, bro, I'm sorry. Somebody got to go. It just is what it is. Somebody has to go, and I do believe at that point he pulls the trigger.
Yeah, Sean said you pushing the agenda. Lou just want them fired so he can keep Greer. I second that, Sean. I believe that's what he's doing. He think he's slick. But you know what? I will say this, yeah. If he says, and it's a doubleheader on Monday, by the way, because the Denver Broncos played the Cincinnati Bengals on Monday. So, but what I would say this: do I think so? I think it depends more on how bad the loss is. I do. I don't think he's pressured to lose. Listen, 0-3 and 0-4. What's the difference? Like you said, Lou, the time to fire the head coach, if you were gonna make a move, was doing this little mini bye week. You had 11 games in between games, and I don't think you do it on think about it. Just use your same thought process. You're not doing it on a short week. Why would you get the next dude in? You're going to put it behind the 8 ball unless you're just trying to tank or whatever. But I don't think they'll do it on a short week. I don't. I mean, do I want to? In a way, for me, no, because I want them let them fail all the way through the season. Let without a shadow of a doubt, let them fail. You paid them, right? They've been extended. And let's see how it looks for a full season so there won't be no questions and get rid of any doubts. Now, if he fired him, would I be mad after that game? No. Right? But I think, what are you right now? If you're thinking about that, if he said he's going to be patient, he should be already looking for his next candidate right now. Actually, he should have been doing it after week 1. After that week 1 embarrassment, he should have been already thinking ahead and not being reactive. So, yes. Now, this is probably, I don't know how much y'all going to like this take, but I'm kind of with Lou when it comes to the firing Chris Grier, though. Who we going to bring in? Lou finally came to the light and understood that not finally came to the light. They just say he said it earlier today in the space. The biggest issue is Stephen Ross. It's the biggest issue, and I just hope everyone that hates Chris Grier, that wants him gone, understand, with or without Chris Grier, there's still going to be problems with the way this team been ran, as long as Stephen Ross continue to run this team the way he runs it. As long as he has this collective mindset, as long as he has this buddy mindset, the golf club mindset, the good old boy mindset, it's not going to be any change. It isn't. You know why? Because people need to hold each other accountable. Under no circumstances should a coach be able to go over his GM head and come talk to you.
1000%. Again, maybe I didn't hear the whole thing. I'm willing to fire everybody, right? I just don't. What does firing Chris Grier
No, that's what I said, Lou. That's what I said. I said I'm with you on.
What does that do now?
No, yeah, that's my take. That's what you didn't hear. That. I said I'm with Lou. For all the people that hate Chris Grier, even if we fire him right now, it's not going to change anything, right? So, at the end of the day, we have to understand. Shout out to Nene, because Nene been saying this from day one, and I've been defending Stephen Ross when it comes to what he done for this team, right? But I can understand. I could admit when I be like, you know what, because how much he did for the team, I was not focusing on everything. You know how I say, you know what, coaches don't stop with just getting your playing the offensive, being a good offensive play caller. That's not what coaches stop. And when I say GM, right, don't stop with just bringing talent in. You still have to continue to evaluate. I'm gonna have to continue to say, you know what, I put this team together, but do they mesh well? Do they get along? Can they get the job done? Can they, be professional enough to deal with each other, even though they don't like each other? I got to keep that same energy for the owner. Bro, he will break the bank when it comes to this team. But I just realized, if you're not breaking the bank for the right people in the house, that don't mean anything. You keep spending the money on the wrong people. That money is going to waste. Because you need people in that building to say, I trust you, right? Lou, we had a big, and I'll get, obviously when me and Lou go back and forth, I'm not backing down on my tape, and I might over-exaggerate a little bit with the owner's standpoint. We had a big back and forth. You like, what is he supposed to do when the owner come to you and tell you to pay him? And I was like, I won't do it. You know what I thought about too? I shouldn't have to tell him I'm not going to do it, because he shouldn't put me in that position. I shouldn't have to worry about my owner. You remember when I said about the Indianapolis coach owner, and I'm like, why is she on the sideline? I don't like that. I shouldn't have to worry about my owner telling me, well, Mike McDaniel said he want to pay Tua, so I think we should do that. Why is Mike McDaniel telling you how to do my job?
And that's Stephen Ross's biggest flaw, Tone. And I'm with you, right? That's his biggest flaw. But again, just like you said, when we have these debates and stuff, you stand on your toes, I'm going to stand on mine. Two things can still be true. I'd much rather have an owner like Stephen Ross from the stand, and again, listen, right? Not just you, Tone, from the standpoint of what he does give to the organization, though. Because we have owners across the league that don't put in the effort that that Stephen Ross does, and is also an idiot that makes them the same dumb decisions as Stephen Ross. He got one out of the two parts right. Now, I'm with you. His flaw is putting the wrong people in place and giving people the autonomy to your point. The general manager should have the end all be all say this, that, and the third. And Stephen Ross has this open door policy where players, coaches, etc., can walk in there and demand what they want, right? I don't agree with that. You're spot on. Nene's been spot on. Y'all are spot on. But I will never go against the stance. Bro, we see consistently owners in this league not rebuilding the stadium or making upgrades, not bringing in players, not bringing in personnel, not bringing in coaches. It's just I'm not putting that against Stephen Ross, bro. Stephen Ross has went above and beyond trying to win. Right? That's been the argument, Tone. He tries to win, bro. There's no one's gonna convince me otherwise. He just don't know how to. And again, that's his fault. No one to blame. I'm not absolving him of blame. But bro, no one can tell me he ain't trying to win, Tone.
No. I'm not saying. That's what I'm saying. That's why I say. You know what? When I evaluate him, I see his effort. I see him putting the money in. You know, I see him not willing to, not sparing no expense when it comes to putting a winning product on the field. You got to get that other part. Are you hiring the right people? And are you trusting the right people? Because, you know, for all the criticism that we give Chris Grier, because he does a lot of stuff that I disagree with. You know what happened? Chris Grier didn't want to pay Tua. This team might have looked different. Chris Grier wanted to go get some draft capital for Calais Campbell. That might be a little bit different.
Yeah, true Fin fan. My bad, Tom, real quick. Not true. We do. I have seen your comment, Ray Agnew Jr. I don't really know that much about him, so I'll do a little research on him, and probably sometime next week on one of the episodes. True. I'll let you know and see what I can dig up on him. But not true. At least we are seeing your comment. My bad, Tom.
I didn't see nothing. Oh, wait, Agnew Jr. Yeah. Listen. Yeah, okay, I seen it up there. Okay. So what I was saying is the fact of the matter is, we crucify Grier, but I think if you just trust Grier and let him do some of his things, we probably could see if he's really to blame and if he really make the move that he make, could this team improve? And if it don't, then we don't have people like me that was right there saying, I'm done with him. He paid Tua. I'm completely done with him. That was a horrible decision. Then it come out, him and Brandon sure didn't want to pay him, but they let Mike McDaniel go over his head and get the job done. Now I gotta be like, man, but you should have still put your foot down. And now it's gray area there. And it's like, listen, when it comes down to your position, your job title, everything should be crystal clear. Listen, I get what y'all saying, right? And there is not in any other position to where I get what you're saying, but it's his decision. You know, I say you can put input, and I would take your input in consideration. But at the end of the day, the final decision is mine. And that's how it should be. And because we're getting things out from out of the building and finding out that, oh man, Chris Grier wasn't even one. It was Stephen Ross chose Mike McDaniels over him. That's not good. That's not good. Yes, Sean, he chose to be a yes man. Right. He shouldn't have to be put in that position to be a yes man. And now, Chris Grier, maybe you can learn from this and say, man, listen, I have to put my foot down and say, this is my job. Let this be my decision. And Stephen Ross, after all, listen, Lou, if what we're saying right, and the things that's coming out, right, and let's say it turns out to be true, and Chris Grier did want to make these moves, and they took Mike McDaniel over, Mike McDaniel's side over him. Guess what? Stephen Ross should learn from that too.
I agree.
He should learn. Bro, you messed up. You remember when I said about if Mike Tomlin come over here and he tells Stephen Ross, no, I need to run this like this and that. And I said, Mike Tomlin won championships. And plus, he had that dude that left this building over there. And he can say, man, you messed up with the first one, told you ain't know what you was doing. Don't make the same mistake with me. You get what I'm saying? You gotta learn from your mistakes because quiet as it kept. Guess what? Brian Flores was a Chris Good guy. Now the people like us that's tired of seeing this chaos and this foolishness, we were hoping. I see what you're laughing at, paperweight. We was hoping that Brian Flores still be here, and now we don't gotta brag and boast. But I mean, it seemed like the way the season is going, seemed like they should have took Brian Flores' side over Tua's. Seemed like, especially if he really wanted Tristan Wirfs, he's really wanted Jordan Love, he really wanted probably a potential Jonathan Taylor at the end of the first round or beginning of the second round. If that's what he really wanted, I think we should have listened to him than over Tua. So that's all I'm saying is maybe he needs to, because we can't get rid of him, y'all. We can't force him to sell the team. I mean, we can stop going to the games and let him show what, our displeasure. But nah.
And Sean saying you can't let your personal feelings, because from NFL insiders, it's basically saying that Ross likes McDaniel, and maybe again, kind of I've heard the same things, right? That Ross likes McDaniel. Again, I don't want people just to get stuck, and I'm not saying, but Tone, could it possibly be that yes, from a personal standpoint, he likes Mike McDaniel, right? But could it also be that when people say Ross likes McDaniel, and I know for people like us, right, specifically you, Tone, and others, Mike McDaniel went. We all know he went and vouched for Tua. We know that, and there's certain people that say they'll never forgive him for that. And again, it's valid, right? He vouched for a guy, and that guy is failing him, failing all of us. He's not the guy, right? We understand it. But could Stephen Ross look at Mike McDaniel and say, damn, I watch this team every Sunday. I'm in these stadiums with binoculars on. And Tone, if I can see it without binoculars, that this offense looks like it could work. It could be dynamic. If you brought another person in here, could Stephen Ross be looking and being like, hey, man, listen, I know Mike vouched for this guy. But, man, I would really like Mike McDaniel. I would really like to see him with an opportunity with another guy, right? Because I just don't want people, Tone Jazz, to look at he likes him as it's just a personal thing, right? Could it be? It could be both, right? It could be personal, but it also could be from the business. Like Sean's saying, you can't mix business with pleasure. Well, maybe it's both. Maybe he likes the scheme. Maybe again, bro, Tone, it's hard as much. Bro, Mike McDaniel should be fired. I'm saying it publicly. He should be fired. But from the standpoint, Tone, we break down a lot of film. This offense does work.
Yeah, it does.
Right? That's all I'm saying. So again, I guess I'm asking you the question, Tone, Jess. Could that be a possibility where Stephen Ross is just like, man, again, Tone, you said you can't forgive Mike McDaniel. Could there be a world where Stephen Ross does forgive him and gives him another chance to go get a guy?
Stephen Ross, if he can do it, then I guess. I don't know. Listen, yeah, my issue with Mike McDaniel is not X's and O's. You remember my issue with him is him being a leader of men and him being able to run this team as a head coach and garner his respect and not pick and choose who to call out in a pub. Like, understand what you need to be a leader, a head coach, right? Your job is to be a leader of men. That's my biggest issue with you, and I don't think him getting another quarterback changed that. Now, if he get another quarterback, like let's say a Tom Brady, that what we all see, Tom Brady masked a lot of deficiencies on his team. And even when Bill Belichick wasn't at his best, Tom Brady could bail him out. Maybe it could work. But what is the likelihood of that happening? So, but if he does, I'm obviously I'm gonna ride with it because this is my team. But I'm still looking at you like, did you learn from your past mistake? Because you had the opportunity to do that already, and you didn't. So what if he get his next guy and the guy don't pans out, and he feel like now it's like, dang, this is gonna be the second one. So now you really gotta hold on to this dude. So I look at it from both sides. But if I would love to see how he looks with another quarterback. But then again, you didn't want the opportunity when it was afforded to you. So I mean that there it is. Will he learn from not letting his personal relationships get in the way of him making business decisions? Can we trust him to do that? Up to this point, I don't know if he proven that he could be trusted of that.
But again, that's what I'm saying. Maybe the business decision is to keep Mike McDaniel. Maybe that is the business.
I'm talking about Mike McDaniel business decision.
Well, again, and this is where, bro, and this is where again, Tone. That's why I'm with you, because he's not making the right decision from Mike McDaniel's standpoint. Mm-hmm. At some point, like. Again, would y'all feel better? Let's say, for the sake of this conversation, Tua Monday night, early in the game, throws an interception. Start of the second half, opening drive, he throws another interception. Mike McDaniel benches Tua Tagovailoa. Are y'all feeling better about Mike McDaniel moving forward?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Well, again, that's why I was just posing the question. Jess, you were the first one. People are getting on us saying your microphone don't work and stuff. Well, Jess, can you care to elaborate on that? No.
No. Kind of like what you said before. Mike McDaniel is not a leader of men. At this point, in my opinion, it doesn't matter if he has Tua or whomever, even if like Tony trying to bring in Tom Brady. If Tom Brady was here, Mike McDaniel would be the most irrelevant person on the sideline.
No, he won't. He would be the most famous person. They're gonna be talking about his shoes. They're gonna be talking about how he run. You know why? Because Tom Brady gonna be on that field doing this thing, and they're gonna make like Mike McDaniel like the perfect genius. And
real people know that Tom Brady is the one running the team.
But the real people didn't know that until Tom Brady left New England. Tom Brady was in New England for a long time before they realized. Remember, the whole debate is if it's Bill Belichick or is it Tom Brady. Now we know, but they gonna make him look. But you know what, Jess? I'm gonna tell you right now, I wouldn't mind that. You know why? Because at least we got Super Bowls out of it. Now we found out it was really Tom Brady, bro. You could go on.
I can see that, but I'm just saying at this
point,
no, I don't care
side.
Who is that quarterback. Mike McDaniel is not it.
Now, yeah, now,
and I've always been one. You all know I've always been one to say that I don't like Greer. I've worn my Fire Greer shirt on the show. As much as I don't want to say this, I would be okay if McDaniel got fired, Tua got benched, and we leave Greer till the end of the season. Give Greer another little chance to do what he's going to do. At the end of the day, I don't think that Stephen Ross is going to fire Greer anyways, especially what just happened with his family. Greer and Ross have been like this. Ross isn't going to let him go, especially with what just transpired down with Greer's father. We just know that that's not going to happen. Stephen Ross isn't an ass. He's not going to fire him and be like, "Oh, sorry, your dad died. Now we lost another game. You're out." He's not.
So, Jess, let me ask you this: if you know today, but at the end of the season that Mike McDaniel's been fired, Chris Greer at the end of the season has been fired, Tua has been benched, let's say, or whatever. And all this is true. You already know this today, right? At the end of the season, we know what our future is.
Yep.
But if I told you that Stephen Ross is not going to change, and the next person comes in here is going to have to be another yes man, right? It's still going to be the collective, and it's still going to be this open door policy with Stephen Ross that, again, there's nobody who really has reins of the organization. It's just a free-for-all. Everybody has an opinion. All voices matter, right? Does that change your opinion at all? Would you at that point say Chris Greer can stay, Mike McDaniel can stay because nothing is going to change? Or you just want change no matter what?
No, I want change no matter what.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
I'm on the absolute change train because the way that they're going now, it's a repeated cycle. We're going to see this same cycle every 2 years, every 3 years, every whatever. If there's not massive change, we're not doing anything.
But again, see that, and that's the point. And I've been trying to hammer this same point home, right? Okay, get rid of Chris Greer. I'm on board. Everybody here is on board. The chat is on board. Get rid of Mike McDaniel. I'm on board. Everybody here on board. Chat's on board. But we're talking about change. If you got those guys off, Tua's not here. McDaniel's not here. Chris Greer's not here. But the collective that Stephen Ross wants, that's still going to be part of the organization. And the head coach is going to have say, whatever general manager comes in, the head coach is still going to have that open door policy to go up to Daddy Ross's office. And whatever head quarterback comes in here, they're going to say, oh, well, I don't like this, and this guy talked to me this way. Everything's going to be the same. Y'all still got y'all guys out of the building, though. You see, and this is the point I'm trying to hammer home. If we're talking about real change, it has to be an organization change where everything changes. Because I'm going to be honest, as much as I said I want Chris Greer gone, right? And I can admit, hey, y'all got me. Chris Greer must go. If nothing is going to change besides the names, what are we doing? Because what it's going to look like is firing Adam Gase for Brian Flores. And then what it's going to look like is firing Brian Flores for Mike McDaniel. You see what I'm saying? I don't care about just changing the names. We need change.
Lou, what was, with all that, because I could say Stephen Ross been doing it wrong this whole time. And you know what? He needed this so he could learn to keep people in that place. But what's the biggest reason that you think that this regime hasn't won?
To be honest, Tua Tagovailoa.
Thank you. And why is Tua Tagovailoa still on this team?
Because Mike McDaniel.
And all I'm saying is that one mistake could change the outlook of how we look at this front office, this franchise, the collective, the team, Tyreek off the field. That one little change, right? We probably ain't even talk about this. We probably getting rid of them after 2 or 3 seasons, after we got our championships, after we made the NFC championship, AFC championship, and probably make a Super Bowl or do anything like that of that nature. We're like, well, you know what I'm saying? We have to make changes and tweak it, but we understand the formula, right? So that's why I put so much emphasis on maybe Mike McDaniel made the wrong choice, because albeit dysfunctional, Brandon Shore and Chris Greer seemed like they had the right mindset, seemed like they had the right decision that they wanted and the right vision. It's just the collective messed it up and allowed the head coach to keep a quarterback that to this point is holding his team back, right? Because I do believe they built at least a divisional champion. I'm not even going to say, right, a Super Bowl team, right, even though we was in position. But I think Chris Greer assembled a division champion. Oh, and 100%. Our quarterback failed us every time.
100%.
So I'm just saying it from that standpoint. Let's look at it from the standpoint of what they have accomplished and what could have been changed to where we could say, well, look at it from that standpoint. And no, we might not change, because I'm looking at it like that for, I'm looking at it like that for, because what's the chance that Chris Greer, Stephen Ross sell his team and we change the collective? We don't, it's slim to none. His daughter, he's gonna be there until he give it to his daughter. But what we can look at and start critiquing, and hopefully the word get out to them and he start finding, bro, let the people that you put in place do their job. And you won't be in this position. Learn from your mistake. You're too rich and too wealthy to understand to learn from your mistakes. I won't make that mistake again. You know what you're doing. Don't make that same mistake twice. And for me, it seemed like he made the same mistake twice. And that can't happen. So I think we always, you know what? Everything is magnified because we're losing. It is. So we'll lose sight of, well, they were in a position to get this done. They were in a position to get this done. We just haven't got it. When you don't get over that hump, everything else is irrelevant. It's the same thing that I say about how I judge my quarterbacks and my team, the team, defense, offense, special teams. Bro, at the end of the day, if you have an opportunity to get over the hump and win the game at the end, I don't care how you got to that point. I don't care if it took you to throw an interception, but you have to throw three touchdowns to cover up that interception. I don't care how you got there. All I care is that you got there and then you get over the hump. So the fact that we got right there and all you had to do is just insert quarterback here and maybe you getting over the hump, I don't care what happened before that. You think we care they invested a 5th round pick if we had a different quarterback in behind this? If we were the one went out there and got even though we said we didn't want to, but we were the one went out there and got a Sam Darnold, and now we 3-1. No, we wouldn't care that they drafted Tua in the 5th overall pick and moved off him. Why? Because we winning now. All that is irrelevant. Same thing we say about with 49ers. How many times do we have to remind people constantly? Y'all do know they gave up 3 first-round picks for what's the quarterback that they did it for? That they had to get lost
Trey Lance.
We have to remind people because they moved on so smoothly. They went to a Super Bowl after that. Them 49ers play, they could care less what Trey Lance is doing right now. They could care less about them 3 god-doggone first-round picks. Because the product on the field got them a Super Bowl appearance, and they feel like they have their quarterback. Fact, Sean, they had the balls to move on. And that's all I'm saying. We need to understand, franchise, look, bro, you have every kind of examples all around you, and you refuse to use it. Minnesota did it. Kansas City did it. The Philadelphia Eagles done it. They done it, and all of them have in common. They all went to Super Bowls, and 2 of them got the trophy. They all did that. Moved off a quarterback that was good enough to not be good enough. And we was in prime position to do that, and we didn't. We failed. I'm like, Lou, what'd you say? Just like with the players. I'm all good if you fall going all out. If you fail going all out. I can't deal with you're not admitting your mistakes and just trying to make the mistake work. That's what kills me about this front office. That's what I hate. What make me say, man, God, dog, bro. I can't trust y'all. Because y'all seem to hold on to y'all mistakes for too long and never move off. How am I supposed to trust y'all now going forward? That's why you say, do I look at Mike McDaniel different? No. Because you're the same one made that mistake. Now, if he bench him, Luke, that would be a step in the right direction. I'll admit that. That would be a step in the right direction. But I'm going to say, what took you so long? Now I'm still looking. Now guess what, Luke? You know how it is, Luke. Now you're on a short leash. I don't give you that much leeway with that. Now, the first time that quarterback look like he ain't it, I'm looking at you. What you going to do, my boy? Because you already used up your leeway. And I can't give you no more leeway. But listen, man, it's still 47 of y'all in the building. Make sure y'all hit the like button and subscribe. Continue to help this channel grow. Appreciate y'all for pushing us over that 660 mark. We growing slowly but surely, bro. We've been growing really good. And we appreciate y'all. Shout out to the best chat in the building. But yeah, man, y'all hit that like button. I haven't had time to give a little break and tell everyone to hit the like button and subscribe. Continue to subscribe. Continue to push this content out. Y'all know we give y'all the real content. No fluff. 100% real. Y'all heard Jess give y'all the spiel. Y'all was trying to call her out on her mic. She showed y'all that work. She don't care about Mike McDaniel either. You hear me? Y'all thought she was going to be on y'all side? Nope. Y'all thought she was a 2-0? No.
No.
But man, Jeff, what you got for us? I know he said Gameboy 305 says Tony hates Tua. Yes, I hate the fact that he's on our team. Yes. I would admit it, Gameboy 305. Yes. I wish he wasn't on our team. I wish I didn't have to go through this and cringe every time I see us down in the fourth quarter or with the game to tie and he's at quarterback. I would admit that. That's the first statement you said about me that was true. Now, not personally, but as a player on this team, yeah, I don't like him. I wish he wasn't on here. You see that Tank with Tua, you just I don't know how you figure that out. Call me a Burrow near, homeboy. Yeah. Or Jordan near.
So I know we went a little long on that topic, but that's okay.
Hey yo. Hey yo. Go.
My fault. My fault. We went, Anyway.
What do you mean by What do you mean by
that? Happy Friday.
Sean, they call him a Lucaneer. Boy, you know it's bad for the Dolphins. You got to go to basketball.
Yeah.
You got to go to basketball. But with the Luka Doncic.
So, there's been some things back and forth over the past couple days. I think we've all seen it now. There's Tua versus Cam Newton. Interesting little hot takes back and forth. Cam said some things. Tua responded. Now Cam has responded back. Blah, blah, blah. Obviously been all over the media. Made it to Bleacher Report. ESPN made reports about it. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was also on Get Up this morning when I had it on my TV. So how do y'all feel about this? This little
I feel like Tua punked Cam Newton. That's what it is. I feel like Tua punked him. Tua was on his Tony stuff in Twitter Spaces. He was bullying Cam. Cam came out today and responded like a straight punk. No, I'm just playing. Listen, at the end of the day, bro, I don't know what Tua's doing when he gets in front of a microphone at this point. Me and Tone have told y'all consistently over here, what we want from this team is just shut up, bro.
Yeah.
At this point, bro, don't put a microphone in nobody's face. No one wants to hear from Mike McDaniel. Sean was in here earlier saying Anthony Weaver sounded like he was going to cry. Tua is ridiculous at this point. Bradley Chubb comes out here on a consistent basis saying the team lies to us. Bro, Tone, is that not factual information, Tone?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
So all I'm saying is, man, it was a bad look from Tua. I don't even know what the hell he be talking about half of the time. He was taking a shot at the fans as well. I think Tua just the self-awareness for Tua, he doesn't understand. I know he was talking about Cam, but even if you listen to the interview, Jess, when he says, well, it's easy for people with a clicker, I don't think that message was just for Cam. No. Right? Because Jess, what do we do over here on this platform on Wednesdays? We get our clicker. Yeah, we get our clicker and we break down film.
I'm about to buy a clicker. That's it.
And there's a lot of other people in the community that do that. So I think he was talking as fans, but when we criticize Tua, right, and we come out and we'll say, hey, Tua's trash, right? Tua takes that, or Tua might listen to that and be like, well, y'all can't do what I can do. Well, no shit, because we're fans, right? But we're not comparing you, Tua, to us. We're comparing you to your contemporaries, which is Joe Burrow, that's been to a Super Bowl, which is Jalen Hurts, that has won a Super Bowl, to Patrick Mahomes, that is the AFC boogeyman at this point, to Josh Allen, who has won this division for 6 straight years now. That's who we're comparing you to. So it's just, it's mind-boggling when you listen to Tua and he says these off-the-wall things. A question was posed to him, Jess Tone. Well, what is the difference, Tua, that you can kind of give us, talk to about what's the difference between Alabama Tua and Dolphin Tua? Oh, I got a wife and kids. What? In the great words of myself, Jess, right? What the hell am I supposed to do with that? Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? It's like the self-awareness on this kid, bro. I just don't get it. And then with the Cam Newton stuff, I'll be quick. There's no comparison. In college, Cam Newton was a better player. In the NFL, Cam Newton was a better player.
That part.
So I just think, from that front, Jess, I think Tua is barking up the wrong tree. Pause on that. But yeah, it just is what it is. At this point, Tone, you can take off. But I just listen. I don't want to hear Chris Greer, Stephen Ross, Mike McDaniel, Tua Tagovailoa, Anthony Weaver, Jordan Brooks, lying ass Bradley Chubb, or the rest of them. Just stop talking. And that's my assessment. But go ahead, Tone, take off.
Let me read this first. True Fin. To be honest, I'm tired of this Tua talking and responding to everything. STFU, y'all know what that means. And play ball, bro. You're playing like, show me the reason for the money. The end with all caps. Thank you. Instead of show me the reason for the money. Since you want to talk, why you don't respond with that kind of stuff? And to talk about this, Cam, because I see my brother, my brother, Game Boy 305. He said Tua, he answered the question. And then he said, but before that, he said Tua beat Cam Wood head to head once, right? With all that being said, there's no comparison with Cam Newton. He said it's easier. Now he responded to Cam Newton. It's easier to be behind the clicker. Yeah, that one behind the clicker did in the sport of football, way more than you will ever do. At least at this point.
This is the first time I heard it, Tone. I'm so sorry. I'm going on mute.
Oh, yes.
If everybody in here is not a Blitz pick-up-a-near, I don't know what the hell y'all are doing. Shout out to Mr. Park, man. That is great. A Blitz pick-up-a-near.
Yeah, just facts. So like I was saying, shout out to Mr. Polk again. Blitz pick-up-a-near is fire. You might have to hashtag that. But listen.
Yo, that's a T-shirt, Tone, is what it is.
Let's pick up in there as a T-shirt. Yes, sir. When it comes to, first of all, this is what happens when you speak with emotion. Oh, he's doing his thing, but it's easier to talk. It's easy to talk with a click in your hand. It's not easy to play football in the NFL. But you know what? That person you was talking about accomplished more in the NFL than you have. That person that you're talking about accomplished way more. I heard someone said the most foolish thing that I've ever heard come out of someone's mouth, and that's Mike Best. It's not a surprise that he's not here live, right? Is Tua was what he said. Tua was better than Cam Newton, right? Way better than Cam Newton in college. Have you lost your mind? Where? Do you know what Cam Newton accomplished in college? I don't think there's another person on God's green earth that accomplished what Cam Newton did in college. You want me to run it down for you? He got kicked out of Florida. Had to go to JUCO. First of all, he made a name for himself sitting behind what some people at that point believed was the greatest college football quarterback in history with Tim Tebow. And still managed to get on the floor and be like, let me show y'all what we got after him. The same thing they did with who the one was in front of him? Kelly? No. I forgot the quarterback in front of Tebow that they won a national championship with, right? And they was showing off Tebow, so they show y'all.
You talking about when Tebow played at Florida?
Yes.
That was Chris Leak.
Chris Leak. I said Chris Leak. He had Chris Leak. They showed off Tebow. What happened? And they were doing the same thing with Cam Newton. Got in trouble, went to JUCO. National championship. Came back, SEC, the most difficult conference. Biggest rivalry was considered the best team in Alabama. That's when LSU, the SEC West was at the top. Went there, took an Auburn team that wasn't that good. National championship, undefeated. Heisman Trophy winner. That's just in college. So what has Tua done? I mind you, he took carried a team that wasn't the most talented. Every time he went on the field, his team wasn't the most talented, like Tua's was. But he was better than everyone else. So he carried that team. Right? Won that championship. What Tua did in college? If you want to make that, we want to compare. Because see, this is what Cam gonna tell you when he get on his show probably tonight. This is what Cam gonna do. Okay, cool. That's not even a question. 3 things, no, 2 out of 3 things Tua don't have. Sorry. He don't have a JUCO championship, and he don't have a Heisman Trophy. But guess what? Let's go to NFL. Number 1 overall pick. Not 5. Number 1. Took the worst team in the league to a Super Bowl. 15-1. MVP. That's the dude y'all. This is the dude we compare Tua to. Out of all those things, what did Tua accomplish any of those? Mind you, he was number 1 overall, which means he went to the worst team in the league. Y'all remember his receivers? Devin Funchess, Kevin Benjamin. Y'all know what are these guys?
Well, again, to be fair, he had Steve Smith Sr.
No, he didn't. No, he did not. Are you crazy?
Steve Smith? Yeah, he had Steve Smith for a couple of years in Carolina.
Not on that Super Bowl team, he didn't.
Oh well, I didn't know you were just specifically talking about
on the Super Bowl team. He took that team to the Super Bowl.
15-1. I didn't hear that part. I was just saying he had for a couple of years in Carolina. He did have Steve Smith Sr.
Yeah, and Steve was old, and he was making the jokes with DJ Moore and all that. But yeah, he did. He had Ted Ginn. There you go. With Devin Funchess, Ted Ginn Jr., Kelvin Benjamin. Those was his receivers in that Super Bowl run, right? Made the Super Bowl. Won an MVP. I'm sorry. What has Tua done? We can compare college and NFL. I think it was Jonathan Stewart and Dave, Williams, that running back. Yeah. Sorry, not sorry. That man put on. That man put on. He had the right to talk. We forgot who Cam Newton was. Nick Folk didn't carry his team. See, this is when y'all start, you know how you say argue with your feelings? This is when you start arguing with your feelings because you try to point out stuff that don't matter. Nick Folk didn't even start that whole game. He only played 7 games that year? Oh, I forgot about Kevin Benjamin got hurt that year. That's why Devin Funchess missed that key 3rd down in the Super Bowl, right? But yeah, he carried this team to the 15-1. I'm sorry, right? So you call that person out. That shows, bro, you just don't got it. You thinking now you calling people out because you emotional, right? That comes with the territory. You get the big money. It comes with the criticism. Sorry. Now, he also called out the fans. Why are you calling us out? She asked you what Cam Newton said. And what happened to the Tua that said he don't pay attention to none of this crazy mess?
Because he's trying to be somebody that he's not.
Facts. Emotional. That's what he is. The problem with Tua is he can't stand to be held accountable. He can't stand to be critiqued. Bro, we talked about this earlier. Nick Saban, one of the toughest, hard-nosed coaches in the world, and came out and admitted that he wouldn't critique him in front of everyone because he understood who he was. Excuse me?
Emotional damage.
This dude that we supposed to rely on carrying a team? I'm sorry. Everyone that critiques him becomes a problem. And what makes it worse, you come out, right, and say, oh, I'm going to be watching to see who coming to watch film. You? Oh, Tariq has to earn the respect. He has to earn his way right and earn the trust. You said that? The same dude that says, I know me being reckless with running the football put my team in a bad decision and went out and got injured the same way. You said that. You the one that throws the interceptions at the end of the game. And then when you get questioned about it, you talk to the Omar Kenny like, turnovers and bunches. Man, I think that's a wild statement. Bro, have you been watching yourself? Do that not tell y'all that he don't watch his film? We don't see him on the sidelines with the tablet. We don't see him putting it. Have we heard that? Let me ask you a question. Have we ever heard Tua is the first in the building and the last one out?
No.
I'm asking for a friend. Why we don't hear this from our quarterback? Why? You know why? Because he's not built. He's not a leader. He's not a leader of men. That's why. Pablo Diaz said, to be fair, Tyreek Hill admits to not knowing the playbook. And he never came out and said he's going to watch to see who's coming to watch film. Never called people out. You can't come out and say you're going to hold everyone accountable, and you are not holding yourself accountable. Because after saying all to Tyreek had to earn his trust of the team, that you're the leader and everyone has to buy in, and we're going to hold everyone accountable this season. The first thing you do was went out and have 2 turnovers within the first 8 plays of the season. That's the first thing you did. What was your accountability? You know what he said after that game? I'm going to watch to see who coming to watch film. Bro, you need to watch the film. But see, we don't say that about him because, he has to do a lot. He has a lot on his plate. I get that, bro. I get that. But you don't. How many people came out and that went? Yo, this was on what you said, Jess? It was on Bleacher Report, ESPN. It was everywhere. Everywhere. But you putting yourself in that position. But y'all gonna complain about us by speaking on him? He's doing this to himself. With his players, with his play on the field, and with his comments and the pressures. You don't give us no room to be like, all right, at least he's taking. Bro, we can't even say, well, at least he's taking full accountability. But you're gonna call out the Cam. Come on, stop. Go ahead, Jess. Sorry.
It's okay. You had said about him, like, have we ever heard about him being like the first one in the building, last one out of the building? I do want to say during his presser, he did say staying late doesn't guarantee success and that the team needed to focus on executing better during games. That was the team. The team needed to focus on executing. Was Devon Achane execute when he was wide open and flat when he threw that interception? I'm asking for a friend. I'm sorry, Jay. I'm just asking you for a friend. Maybe I don't know. Right? And you got everyone in the media. Thank you, Nene. You got everyone in the media lighting him up. Yeah, Cam Newton ain't say nothing bad about that man. Cam Newton said he spoke facts. Bro, you know why? Because not only are you throwing picks, you're a $50 million dude throwing picks. And he said, I don't like talkative Tua. I like quiet Tua. I like Tua with a chip on his shoulder. That Tua to go out and show you, then talk to you. Bro, that's not nothing bad to say about you. That's letting you know, bro, come on, chill, bro. You always got to tell these people that because this is what happened. He also mentioned, bro, I went through the scrutiny after I got paid. I know what. Be quiet. Show them on the field. Because now you don't give up. Every time you say something, people say, you remember you say you keep the receipts? They lift you up for days after that. Oh, we got our receipts too. All over the media. You didn't learn, my brother. You didn't learn. You don't get paid, and then all of a sudden you get chippy and snobbish and act like people can't question your play on the field. And then Justice said, you said
staying late don't guarantee victories. But it guarantees that you're doing everything it takes to get the victories, though. It guarantees to show that you're going above and beyond. It shows your teammates that you're willing to do whatever it takes to do better for your team, because you've been failing for the most part. Practice made perfect. All the teams, we say this every time. The way they practice and how difficult and hard they practice, guess what? They go out and it's easy on the field. Tom Brady said he spent more time studying, understanding the other teams, to by the time he got on the field, by the way they got in their stance, he knew what they were gonna do. That's dedication. Now, forgive me. If you don't want to be one of those dudes, then don't tell me the market is the market. You can't say that and then not get mad because we cut you. You said the market is the market. Well, guess what comes with the market? The criticism. That's what comes with the market. Expectations. Holding you to a higher standard. Everything you do wrong magnified. That comes with the market. Sorry. I see you, game boy. You trying your hardest to point something out to get, but you can't get them out this fire, my brother. There is nothing you can say. Only thing you doing is pointing out windows. People that won more than him. People that produce more than him. And unfortunately, these are the hard conversations that we have to have with him. So now no one is saying that Jalen Hurts, after winning the Super Bowl, the next week was in the building by himself. Lou pointed this out, brought this back to our attention. That boy was in the building, no trainer, no nothing, by himself, going perfecting his craft. We see Tua on yachts, drinking. I don't know. He said drinking because he might not drink, but we see him on yacht partying. Looked like he was kind of out of shape. Now you said heavy as the crown. Don't tell me it's too hard. I mean, too heavy for you now. Sorry. That what comes with the territory. But I know I'm going to stop lighting this man up because, you know, I listen, this will go on for days because there's a lot to talk about, to say why you shouldn't be out here calling people out when you should be focusing on your craft. And you know what? You have to learn how to take constructive criticism. Why do you have a problem with constructive criticism? Why? Sensitive, maybe? I'm just asking. Y'all tell me. I'm just asking. I'm asking for a friend. But y'all got it. Y'all got it. If y'all don't want to hold them accountable, y'all don't want to see these type of things that's going on, and then that went to ESPN. Do you know how many people asked that man, do he know who Cam Newton is? Y'all don't think that make this franchise look bad? Come on, bro. What type? This the type of leader y'all have? Can't take criticism. Every time he be critiqued, he have a slick comment. But hey, y'all got it. You know, Lou, I see you came off mute a couple times. You had something to you wanted to add on to the combo? Or?
No. Again, I can't disagree with anything you're saying, Tom. You're spot on, bro. It's, you know, the one thing I'll say is when you're saying like learn, bro, Tua's not learning. This is just who he is.
Yeah, you're right. You know what? You're right.
Yeah, then nothing's getting better. It ain't changing, right? Bro, this is just who he is. He's insecure because, bro, remember, and Von Joe, I don't know if he's still here. He trolled everybody for about a week and a half, 2 weeks, about when Tua said, well, Josh Allen is virtually the perfect quarterback. I can't do things he can do, this, that. That Tua said that. That shows insecurities, Tone, Jess. That's what it is. So he's insecure. That's why when people say something to him or whatever, his first reaction is put my guards up. Oh, they're attacking me. Oh, Nah, man. It again to your point, Tone. It's just a soft mindset. It's a weak mindset. It's a mindset that cannot play or win in this league. It is what it is, bro. Like this narrative that it's a team sport and stuff. Again, that's cute. I don't care what team you are, how great your general manager is, the owner knows football. I don't care about none of that. When we're having these type of conversations, Tone, Jess, all that go out the window. Because you can have all that. But what is the one thing every NFL team will tell you that they need is a quarterback. And if you ain't got one, you can have everything else. You ain't winning. And Tua, from an on-the-field standpoint, is limited and can't get it done. And with his mind, just that mindset of being weak and stuff, that's, for me, bro, that's one of the biggest issues with Tua. Right? It's the wrong, it's, again, I couldn't believe, because I must have missed that part when I listened. If Jess is correct, for Tua to come out and say staying in the building doesn't guarantee you anything. Like, bro, have you lost your mind?
Facts. Talk to him.
Like, have you lost your mind? Have you heard the greats? Tom Brady, again, was no Lamar Jackson. Tone, you said it in a Twitter space. I couldn't agree more. Tom Brady would kill you before the ball was even snapped. Tom Brady was killing you Saturday, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, too, because to Tony's point, and I had to listen to Tone and do a little research. Tom Brady knew what corners were doing, what linebackers were doing, what defensive linemen were doing, tendencies, things they had shown. You know how he knows all that, Tone? By staying in the building late. By staying in the building when there's no coaches there. By staying in the building when he's the last person in there. It's just him and the security guard in there, but he's breaking down film. And we talking about a guy that has 7 Super Bowls, the most in NFL history, and arguably the greatest quarterback ever. Peyton Manning, he was no Lamar Jackson. Where'd he kill you? With his mind?
With his mind.
Drew Brees, the comparison, Tone, Jess, to Tua Tagovailoa. Not the biggest, not the strongest, definitely not the fastest. Where did Drew Brees kill you?
With his mind.
What we talking about? What we talking about? And this is the guy that's leading us. We got people. Oh, guaranteed. Tone, the day after the Super Bowl, you highlighted what I said in the Twitter space. The day after the Super Bowl, I go on Twitter. Jalen Hurts is in a high school. Nobody, right? Just him and 2 receivers that he's throwing the ball to. I didn't see not one general manager. I didn't see an owner. I didn't see a coach for the Philadelphia Eagles. It was Jalen Hurts the day after the Super Bowl, Tone. We got Tyrod Taylor. He's the backup quarterback with the Jets. All offseason, all you seen was Tyrod Taylor in the lab working on his body, trying to protect or preserve his craft. Right? He's putting in the work. Mm-hmm. This is a backup quarterback we talking about, Tone and Jess. We talking about a backup quarterback. We see in them videos, but our, again, franchise guy is on yachts, partying, and has a beer belly gut like I do. What? Again, like, I don't understand. So, bro, listen, at this point, I'm just over Tua. I've been over Tua. Tone, Jess, we over here at the Blitz Picker, we talk about mindset all the time, right? There's guys that have won consistently in this league that have been maybe not the most athletic. They're limited in some way, but they put in the work to be great. Tua is one of those guys. He's limited, and he don't even put in the work. It's a bad combination. First of all, limited, don't put in the work, and now you talking about the weak mindset as well? That's a recipe for disaster. I'm sorry. So there's 3 L's in that. There's no 3 W's in that. Hell, there's not even a 1 W in that. That's 3 L's. That's loser across the board, bro. I'm sorry. This experiment with Tua needs to be over, and that's why when we always do these shows and there's a pecking order, right? We talked about it. Well, who gets the blame? Where would you do? Tua's first for me. I don't know, Jess, how you feel. Tone, I don't know how you feel. Again, pecking order, Tua would be first. Y'all can have the next three with Ross, Greer, and McDaniel. Put them where you want.
Mhm.
But Tua, at least for me, bro, he is first. Number one. Uno, right? Not the oos. Oh, the oos. The guy that wears number one, he's the number one issue in Miami. At least in my opinion.
I'll tell you what. You want to know what when you brought up Tom Brady and what he learned that from staying out the field? You hit a question. You remember the one time when he went back and forth with his defense and that Bill Belichick had to stop because they were going for too long and they was betting money? Guess what he did right after that practice that went on longer than it was supposed to? Went to Teddy Bruschi and said, "Hey, are you sure them linebackers gonna be? Show me that." They went in the film room right after that. You know how else he learned what defenses do, what cornerbacks do, what they looking for, and down the distance. He said once he got done with his study, he went and sat front row and watched how Bill Belichick taught his defense. That's what Tom Brady did. He went and sat front seat in the defensive meeting rooms. Yeah. When his quarterback coach died, guess what? He listened to Bill Belichick and leaned on Bill Belichick, learning the ins and outs of defenses. Oh, this is what they're looking for in cover two when we do these route concepts. Oh, this is what they looking for. Oh, this is what they want. They trying to do for us. Oh, they don't want us to go to this area in that defense. This is what they missing. Bro, that man understood what you was trying to do. That's why he beat you with his mind. It was in the classroom, people. And what do you use? What skill set do you use in the classroom? Mental. Don't we talk about mentality always over here? And we say we focus more on your mental mindset. It's funny how all the greats, they know you better than you know themselves. Go look at Tom Brady and say, you know, the one time that I got fooled was when Ed Reed fooled me. Because Ed Reed knew, you knew his tendencies. When I break to the middle of the field, he's going here. So he broke to the middle field and did a reverse pivot without even looking. And as soon as he looked up, he got doggone right. Fooled Tom Brady. So both of them was in the film room. It was a mental chess game. But hey, I'll let y'all just continue to, be blind. I ain't gonna say blind fans, but ignore the facts that mental means way more than what y'all think it is. Michael Irvin told you, listen, I could not run, but you wasn't gonna out hustle me. You wasn't gonna out work with me. You wasn't gonna out physical me. That's mindset. That's all I'm saying. So take it for the greats. Take it for the ones that won at a high level and that is considered the greatest to ever play this game. They won mentally first. Give me the quarterback that y'all think is the greatest that y'all put on y'all Mount Rushmore. And tell me how many of them was the most physical, dominant specimen. You got your Joe Montanas? You think he was the most physical? Y'all want to put Dan Marino? Y'all think he was the most physical? Y'all want to put John Elway, if y'all want to put him up there? Y'all think he was the most physical?
Listen, one of the strongest arms we ever seen was Warren Moon.
Yeah.
Warren Moon, he wasn't the most physical.
You know what? And these are the people that play the game at a high level. When you say Tom Brady, the Peyton Mannings, when you start bringing the Drew Brees, when you start bringing up the greats, they weren't the most physical. But they were
mental though. They were mentally tough.
Mentally the toughest ones.
Facts.
They was obsessed with being better, obsessed with greatness, obsessed with being one step ahead of you. That's how they got the job done. Go look at Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes tell you, bro, he ain't become himself until he learned to read defenses. Randall Cunningham, thank you. I'm sorry. But hey, listen, anything else? Jesse, got anything else for us? It's hour and 45.
I don't have anything else.
Well, I know I got something. Paper. What's that dude? What's his name?
Boy.
Hey,
No. I got a couple of them, Lou. Don't wait till we get backstage. Boy.
No. Forget backstage. Paper Waves. Go get a dog or something, dog.
Oh,
Like for like for real. Like at some point, bro. Like, hey, listen. No, Tone, because this is my sister, goddammit. Hey, listen, we troll, we this, that, but God, bro, on a consistent basis, bro, go get a puppy or something, dog. Like for real. Like do something with your life. Hey, just like Tyreek, sometimes it has to be said, goddammit. Like what we doing out here, dog?
See, hey, the man on. Look, you don't see.
He asked by Twitter. I said yes. Normally our ticker at the bottom has all of our names.
I'm not talking about that.
But somebody didn't put the little ticker up at the bottom. And also, I just purchased.
Jess, you know the little ticker at the bottom?
I don't know where to put the ticker up at the bottom. I don't know how to do that. There's the ticker. Boom.
Hey, look at the man saying, "Oh, I'm just standing up for her." Let me tell you something right now. Again, hey, well, I'll just speak for me. Just when I'm around, there ain't nobody else that needs to stand up for my sister in Christ. To use Nene's word, like, nah, bro, we got Jess over here. Jess is good.
Boy, I tell you, Nene say get a puppy is crazy.
Hey, man, for real, like, go get a golden doodle or something, man. Whatever them things are called, man.
Golden retriever, golden doodle. I don't even know if that's a breed. Oh my goodness. Oh Lord. Listen, man. Shout out to y'all, man. It's still 44 y'all in the building. Hey, yo, real talk all over here. It's not only football, it's real all over. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Fascinating. That's a coffin. Yeah, make sure y'all hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Listen, y'all know to get the real content in. Y'all know come in here and enjoy the best chat on YouTube. Don't let anyone else lie to you and say they got a better chat than ours. It's a lie. But listen, man, for Lou, for Jess, matter of fact, Lou, get us up out of here. You know what to do, my brother.
Man, that man was probably about to take my shine, Jess. You seen that?
Yeah. See, he overtaking Wednesdays. He's taking your closing.
Jess, I get about 15 to 20 minutes on the show, and now the man's trying to take my last 2 minutes away, man. That's crazy. Nah, I'm just... Hey, it's all in fun. It's all in love. This has been the Friday episode of the Blitz Pickup for your boy Tone.
Lou,
y'all know who it is.
Wait, Lou, let them know. We will be live streaming the game Monday. So, yes.
There you go. Hey, Monday, we will be live streaming the game. And that following Sunday, that following Sunday, the Blitz Pickup will be in Carolina. We tearing up the city.
Facts.
Right? It's already confirmed. But again, Friday episode, we'll see y'all Monday. For your boy, Tone. For Jess. For the producer. For myself. And I'm giving myself tonight the goddamn revolver. Because Paper Waves, I'm sorry it had to be you. But hey, this is my dog. This is my sister. We love y'all. We'll see y'all Monday. Y'all know what to do in the chat. Bang, bang.